So hello everybody, this is my painting tip number 6 that I'm putting on my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to actually start a painting. I'm going to work in Art Rage and I'm going to do a painting and explain, with this program I'm going to do a painting, I'm going to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I'm going to share the board. Okay, so this is the reference that I'm using now. Of course, you want to be painting outdoors, but because I've been painting on location for so long, I can use a photo and use what I know from painting outdoors, bring that to the photo. So I'm just going to do a drawing. Okay, so this here. I'm not going to do a lot of drawing, but just kind of indicating where things are. I think it comes out a little bit further here. So we have we have a tree back here. So there's a light and a shadow here. We've got the roof here. Okay, then we've got a tree back here. We've got some light over here. And then we have part of the tree over here. We have a fence back here. Okay, then we have this building, okay, which is about right here. Okay, so I've got it, everything's in perspective, which I talked about yesterday. And then here is the fence. Shadow. We've got a tree, a bush here. We got a bush here. And we got the driveway here. Got some shadows here. Darks here. Some trees here. I mean, this is kind of how rough I do my drawings. I just kind of place things, put things, and then I get to big shapes. So this first lay-in is going to be a lay-in of big shapes. Okay, so a white and shadow usually is some kind of a blue. So this house, make this bigger. So this house, this is all in shadow. I'm not getting into windows yet. Maybe I'll put a tree over here too. This is all very similar in value. And it's all in shadow. Okay, then this over here is in shadow. Okay, make this a little bit smaller. We've got a shadow here. Got a shadow here. This is in shadow here. Okay. And then I think maybe this. Okay, so that's a big shape. Now I'm going to get a little bit darker, because as we go back here, it does get darker. And then that I'm going to make this a little bit warmer here. There's the that porch, the top of the porch back there. Okay, so that's all in shadow. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the that green tree on the side there. Maybe redesign it. And eventually I'm going to add green to these things, but right now I'm doing my first lay-in for the my first lay-in. Okay, so I'm going to go to the roof. That is pretty dark right here. There's a dark here on the roof. And then the roof in light is kind of a it's a warm, it's a dark, let's see, it's a dark and light, so it's going to be warmer than any of the shadow notes, but it's not as dark as, or it's not as light as the white in light. Okay, so that's in light. Now I'm going to go to that tree is in light here. That's even lighter than the roof. And then the shadow notes, so this is the shadow note of that tree. It's a little bit bigger. And then there's a little bit of shadow here. And there's a little bit of it over here. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the back. The back's pretty, the shadows back there are pretty dark. Like I say, I'm going to eventually come in and add some green to those. And when I'm doing this, I'm looking at shapes. So this is all in shadow. There's a shadow here also. This is all in shadow. And then those, let's see. Then we've got some shadow over here. And then we've got a darker, if I compare the light on these back trees, they're darker and cooler than the yellow here. And they're also darker in value than the sky. Now the sky, this is probably gonna confuse you, but I'm gonna start the sky with a light plane, actually a little bit warmer. Because there's a lot of light in the sky. Okay, so now I'm going to go to that back. There's kind of a back fence back there. And the shrubs come here. And then there's some shadow on the grass here. Shadow there. And there's some light over here. It's a little bit larger. There's some light over here. And we've got this in shadow. And then we've got kind of a cooler, it's a little bit darker than the white here. This is also, it's a color change there. Okay, so now we're going to get into the foreground here. I'm going to make this pretty warm so it comes forward. And this is that. I'm going to put this color for the, it's a little bit darker than the, later on I'll cool this. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the White House back there. I'm actually going to combine all of this white fence and that. And this is in white. And then there's a little bit of shadow. There's a shadow here. And there's a shadow here. And then the roof is in light. And then this is your trees back here. And there's a bush over there. So I'm going to put that in shadow. Maybe it's got a little bit of light hitting it. Here. So now this is in light. That part of the gutter is in light. It's a dark light. And then I've got go to a shadow here. And then the yellow in sunlight. Maybe a little bit, even a little bit lighter. And then this is in light. It's too dark. We got this in light. And shadow. Okay, so this is my lay-in. Now I'm going to continue working on this to show you how I will develop this further. So I'm going to stop the share. Okay, and I'm going to post this today, and then tomorrow I'm going to work on this further.